So I'm just going to be honest with you. You have to kill your old self and you have to become delusional. You have to let go of that past version of yourself that is no longer serving your purpose. And you have to embrace the new you. And you have to be so delusional to the point where it doesn't matter how many obstacles you run into. It doesn't matter how hard it gets. It doesn't matter, like, none of that stuff matters because you know you have such a big vision and you dare to dream so big that that stuff doesn't happen to you. Like, that stuff doesn't affect you anymore. Right? So that's what I want to get into in this video. And it's the fact that so many people, especially when it comes to entrepreneurs, like, I was talking to someone the other day and I was basically saying, like, dude, I had to like transform myself and like kill so many versions of myself for me to be here. It's absolutely wild. Why? Because I realized if I want to get to the next level, the past version of myself might not be enough. The past version of myself might not be enough. So I have to let that go and I have to become delusional. Why? Because sometimes when you're in that mode where nothing seems to work, right? When you're in those low moments, nothing seems to work. Sometimes you have to have that delusional like confidence that no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. You gotta have that faith because that's the only way you're gonna be able to push through. That's the only way. And I've seen people like in real life as well. The uncertainty when it comes to running, like, this is for people, for those of you guys who are running like who are building an online business. When it comes to building a business, especially in the beginning stages, the uncertainty is like so high that it just drives you insane. And if you're loyal to that old version of you who might not be enough, who might not be equipped for this new journey, you're just gonna crack. That's why I'm saying, like, you have to become delusional. That's why, like, you have to become delusional. Like, if you're trying to build something from scratch, something that your family has not even dreamed of, your friends, like, if you're in that environment that, like, for example, for me, I don't come from like a good environment. Like, I'm from Romania. I'm from Bucharest, Romania. For those of you who don't know, like, I grew up. I always say, like, I grew up like in that good side of like town and in that bad side of town as well. So I saw the street life and I lived that for a bit, but I also, like, I was with the good kids as well, and I was a pretty good kid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like that, that bad. But I did stupid things as well, sure. But I the point is, I saw the best of like both worlds. But I don't come from like an amazing environment with tons of possibilities. So I realized, like, okay, in order for me to get successful, truly become successful and embody the new identity of me that has the things that I want, I have to like literally destroy who I used to be. Because who I used to be is the exact anchor that is keeping me stuck. I'm going to say that again. Who I used to be and is happening now as well. So I still have versions of myself that I got to let go of. Who I used to be is the anchor that is keeping me stuck. And a lot of you right now, when it comes to building an online business, I'm helping coaches and creators scale personal brands and coaching businesses. When it comes to people like that, like, I'm seeing it. So many people are so obsessed with the strategies, the funnels, whatever, instead of realizing, like, look, maybe it's time to let that old version of myself go so that I can finally build the business that I want to build. So that I can finally evolve to the degree that I want to evolve to, like, so that I can finally reach the next level. That's like, a lot of people don't even look at that, right? A lot of people don't even look at that. So, man, if you got to realize, like, you are your only competition, and not only that, you are your worst enemy. It's not the algorithm. It's not like, it's not your like, it's not any competitor, any guru. It's not any trend. Not even AI. Not even like, you are your worst enemy because you could be the anchor, right? You could be the anchor, and you can be the sail as well. Like, you can be the, what do they call it? Like You know what I mean? For the ships that like you can be the fuel. Let's put it that way. So you can be the anchor and you can be the fuel. But you have to allow. So if I'm talking to the savages that are actually trying to build an amazing online business, that are trying to scale to crazy numbers and build their dream life. If we're talking about that, you have to be delusional. There's no way. If you're realistic, like regular people will tell you, what's going to happen is that like being realistic at times, especially when it's super hard, when you have like lower months, when you have like bad months, when the clients are not coming in, when the sales are slow, whatever, if you're realistic, you're going to trick yourself into believing this is not possible. Look at this. This is so hard, and you're just going to quit. That's what most people are doing. And when it comes to like facing adversity and uncertainty, that's why a lot of people quit, because they're not delusional. They don't even allow themselves to dream big. Like, if you don't allow yourself the opportunity to just envision a better life, if you don't allow yourself to do that, who else is going to do it for you? And that is the thing. Most people have the self-image and their self-identity so screwed, so stuck in the past. They're not willing to let that go. They're not willing to transform that. So what happens is, no matter what the thing is that they're doing in their current business or situation, whatever, the outcome, the result is the same, because deep down the problem has not been fixed. So no matter what they do, they cannot make it. They cannot succeed. They cannot get to the next level. They're stuck. And if you're stuck, if you're feeling stuck right now, that is why. It's not a strategy. It's not, I guarantee you, it's not an external factor at all. It's not. It's not any like outside factor. And this applies in everything. Relationships, business, personal life, whatever. If you for the life of you, you don't understand why you're stuck and why you cannot get to the next level, is because you have anchored yourself in that past version of you. You have not upgraded your self-image. You have not improved the way you look at yourself. So it doesn't matter what outside action you take, because your current state of reality, your current reality, is just a reflection of who you are deep down. That's it. Your current reality is just a reflection of who you are in here. So the minute you change who you are in here, things are slowly starting to shift. Better opportunities are going to come in. Better clients are going to come in. And the more delusional you are, in a good way, the more you allow yourself to dream, the more you allow yourself to build, to take risks, to talk to potential clients, to embody that version of yourself that has the success that you want, the more successful you're going to get. And it's not because of a secret tactic. That's the thing. A lot of people are not even going to tell you this, right? And I could sit here and I could sell you like a $20 course about like, hey, post this hook to blow up and whatever. And I did blow up. Like, I had, in 2024, I had videos that took off on Instagram of like 10 million plus views and stuff, and I blew up, like, and I have a way of repeating that. So I have the formula. But what I realized when it comes to like working with my ideal clients, with people that actually want to build amazing online businesses, I have to rewire some internal things. I have to look at my self-image. I have to let the past version of myself go. Because as I mentioned earlier, that version of myself might not be equipped for this new life that I'm trying to build. And that's absolutely fine. That's fine. Right? And as I'm sitting here talking to you, I want to ask you, is that version of you allowing yourself to succeed, or is it setting yourself up for failure? The past version of yourself, the one that you were so obsessed with. And sometimes, look, don't get me wrong, sometimes we're so stuck in the past because that's all we know. Disappointments, failure, anxiety, fear, whatever. That's sometimes we're so stuck in that, and we're so afraid of, and this is so crazy. We're so afraid of letting that go because that's all we've ever known. Because we think to ourselves, okay, if I let that go, what's going to be on the other side of that? Right? What am I going to, what it, that's why I always say, like, I would argue most people are not afraid of failure, they're afraid of success. They're afraid of success because failure is all they've ever known. A negative outcome is all they've ever seen. So they're like, how am I going to let that go? Like, what's going to happen if I let that go? What's going to happen if I like succeed? I don't want to succeed, right? Because I don't know that part. I don't know that part of life. So I'm just going to self-sabotage and just keep myself here, keep myself stuck, keep myself realistic. Be realistic. That's the thing that people that are usually stuck in life forever in like endless cycles, negative, bad patterns. That's what they tell you. Be realistic. You got to be realistic. But you got to look at people like that. You have to identify, is their life right now something that I want to live? If not, don't listen to them. Like ever. Because you know what? I've never seen like my mentors, guys that are just like so at such a higher level than me, whether that's mentally, financially, physically, relationships wise, whatever, right? I've never seen none of these guys tell me like, oh, just be realistic, just tiptoe and what, like, no. Everybody's saying, bro, go all in. Be delusional. Give yourself a chance to, first of all, dream, right? Give yourself a chance to dream. Give yourself a chance to win. And this is, I don't want this to turn into like a motivational speech, because I mean, I don't know, you take it as you want, but you got to kill that version of yourself. You have to kill it. And you have to transform yourself so much to the point where you're almost like unrecognizable. And it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be scary, but on the other side of that, I promise that's where the success that you've been searching for is. That's where that is. On the other side of this version, this like suppressed version of yourself. That's what I've done with my content for the past 12 months. I've slowly been killing the past version of myself that would not allow me to succeed. And now it's getting to the point where everything is bubbling up. And again, I still got work to do. And I believe the work never ends. I believe we constantly have to evolve. We constantly have to transform our mind, right? We constantly have to challenge our belief system and the limitations that we have. And that's the thing. I believe, especially in the online space and with online businesses, I'm so grateful for the amazing entrepreneurs that I've been meeting, the amazing clients that I'm working with, because this thing right here, it's the best thing because it's giving you the opportunity to network and have access to individuals that have a better mindset than you, better like financial status, whatever, so they can teach you stuff. But you have to be coachable, you have to be teachable, you have to be willing to embody amazing traits from others. And I'm not saying you have to like everyone, right? Like take the meat, leave the bones. You don't have to like everyone. You don't have to be best friends with everyone. I'm just saying, like, it's amazing because it's like the internet and doing online businesses and being an entrepreneur, like it gives you the chance to network with individuals from all around the world. This is what I'm doing, and this is the purpose of Unlock Creators as well. Building a global network of amazing entrepreneurs and fearless entrepreneurs that truly want to unlock their minds. Like that is what Unlock Creators is, it's all about. So that we can kill the version of ourselves and keep evolving and keep being delusional. And you know what? When people call you like, oh, this guy's delusional, okay, so what? Like, I'm delusional. I would much rather be delusional and then inevitably be successful than being realistic and being stuck in a rut. Like being realist, being the only people that truly changed the world. They had the courage to dream so big and they were so delusional in their belief that they had that allowed them to have the fuel and the burning desire to actually go and change something, to actually go and build. Nobody built something amazing of value being realistic, because you cannot be realistic if you actually want to build something that has never been seen, especially in your circle. Because realistic only gets you what you've gotten so far. Being delusional is what's going to get you your dream life. So kill that old version of yourself, let that go, embrace who you want to become next, and be delusional.